The the social media was set up for human beings to be able to get themselves into a it's what I can most likely ascertain from history and what people do and how people do things and how what they think is logical. They think that freedom, free will. You have the free will to accept the glory of God, or you deny it and deny the God. And when you deny the glory of God, you disobey natural laws and you do whatever you want to do, putting all our physical existence at risk. All right, you cannot make up your own God, and you cannot invent your own laws. Okay, laws are this is a lot like Proverbs. Okay, laws are meant to be understood that they are provided by an essence that is obviously omniscient, omnipotent, and infinite, that cannot be contained. And our eternal existence is sourced by this infinite essence. Okay. And the laws required for our eternal existence through holy covenants and faithfully loving one another are very, they're very evident. And then you get people that are constantly trying to manipulate matter and then see it as being creative. It's like, no, you're just merely manipulating matter. And you're playing with stuff. It's like I was telling Dad, what they do is like Crichton said, and it was through Jeff Goldblum's character on what's the name of that movie, Jurassic Park. You're so busy asking yourself if you could do something, you never ask yourself if you should. Okay? And when you understand natural laws, like nature didn't choose to make animals extinct. Okay? The actions of the animals, in accordance to natural laws, cause the extinction. Do you understand? Okay. So, in order for this planet to exist and sustain life, we have to be able to observe, understand, and obey the laws required to sustain the life. Right? And when those laws are not able to be observed or understood and applied, if you're just acting on instinct, something will happen, and then the more life reflects the perfection of the gift and the understanding of the gift, the more capable the life form is of sustaining the laws through observation and understanding and applications of laws. Okay. Well, I said on Fox News, and I watched a thing about this lady, this Ilhan Omar. Okay, and I did get her in prayer because I know who she is. Okay, and I wasn't, when I saw her and I saw the thing, I wasn't particularly impressed. As a matter of fact, I was a little put off because I found her a little arrogant and condescending. Uh, and I understand the stuff about, because back 15 years ago, when I was originally posting these, when they were doing the stuff that they were doing in Arizona about with immigrants and people from Mexico, it was a lot like what happened with the German national parties, the Nazi party back in Germany, when my grandmother had to leave. But the main reason my grandmother had to leave Germany, okay, to come here is because she was a political threat through genetics. They knew it was very tangible that she could produce a child, okay, that was like me. And so she had to be moved, and they had to keep her like the very long engagement girl who plays the offspring of Jesus on Dan Brown's Imagination. Right? Had to be kept secret. You can't let people know who she is. It's because, if they find out, they'll try to either, the Templar with the Rebecca and the Holy Grail, or either try to be the seed of the Messiah, or try to eradicate the Messiah off the face of the planet. Those are the two things they want. They either want to be the guy who's, that's my boy, or we got to kill him because he's going to ruin my legacy. Okay. And there is no legacy. No. It's just Shakespeare's The Tempest. You know, you left a big rock statue of your murdering, raping likeness. Wow, look, it's Pharaoh. Okay. It's the face of Pharaoh. And people are proud. Look at that. That was a big, it's like, that's embarrassing. That's, they had big statues of Saddam Hussein and Adolf Hitler. And, just, lots of mass murderers build statues of themselves. And you're proud of that? Me? No, I don't ever want to, thou shalt not render unto your faith in God any graven image, Photographs and memories. Portraits usually were painted by the great painters because the egomaniac murderers wanted a portrait of themselves to hang on a wall because there's the long line of the Meisterburgers, right? And then when the photograph came, poor people could take those great works and make a thing of it and put it on their wall. So we could have Mona Lisa, men have named you, But that's not original. That's only a copy, right? How gauche, right? You'd have to have the original. And then you look at people and you sit there and you look at the retardation, the psychosis of these people, that they will sit there and they will have an idiot gladiator who's a murdering pile of shit, okay, and does business with raping, murdering piles of shit. And then they will take his sports memorabilia card signed by him, and it's worth more than Smalls' life, man. You just took a ball signed by a drunken, womanizing, wife-beating asshole and aced it to the beast because it's worth more money than your life, man. Or a migrating girl getting raped to death in Ciudad Juarez. Okay, a man can't live without a woman. And if she's not faithful, she'll kill you to get your retirement money and have sex with the cabana boy. All right? Something's rotten in Denmark, right? And so, without faithful love, life, like I said, earlier, without family, life is meaningless. Okay? There's no meaning to life. You can't have family, right? If you're just cloning and fucking and killing and fighting, and like me and Dad was out there talking to Rogelio, and I said, they're just crazy. I said, only a liar would want to put why would a liar want to put their brain on a robot? Only a liar would. That's why I was like, why would I want to put my brain on a robot? That's insane, Why would I want to clone myself? Because a clone of myself, I'd sit around and go, Earl, what the hell did you just do? I have a greater affection for Patrick than I do for myself. I have a greater affection for Natalie, Kelly's child, than I do for myself. I have greater affection for children from men that fucked my wife at a bar than I do for myself. Because they're given life by the glory of God, and my capacity to manipulate the cells of my body in a fucking science lab because I think I love myself. The greatest love of all is happening to me. Learning to love yourself. It is the greatest love of all. Did Jesus say that? I want you to love yourself, clone yourself, put your brain on a robot, and kill your neighbor if you can't fuck his wife. And if the kid turns out to be a disappointment to you, kill him and clone yourself. I'm Sheldon Cooper's screenwriter, and I support this message. Right? I'm watching the game. I've been watching a lot of Lone Star, so I get to watch a lot of Hounds and Mustangs. I haven't got to watch as many of the Mustang games yet. They're showing theirs later in the year with the broadcast. There's going to be quite a few from the 20th. There's about 5 or 6 games from the 20th till softball season. So that's exciting for me. I like to watch the Mustang games. And I've already watched about 3 or 4 of Greyhounds games. So I mean, the one kiddo, I can't get his name. It's hard for me to hear his name. I know Mario. They said he's from Mexico, and he played at Highlands and took them to the state championship. And Mo Austin, I guess, apparently is from Colorado. Cooper Jackson, is he from Texas or Oklahoma? I'm not sure. And then they said Austin Abrams is from Maryland. And then there's the Bird kid. They didn't say where the Bird kid is from, but he's long and lean. He's got a long wingspan. And then there's the Hollins kid. That's number 12, right? And the other kid, number 15, I can't get his name. Yeah. He gets up and down. You know, he's a big kid, but he's deceptive. He moves well, you know. He moves well. He has kind of he's not as athletic, but he's fluid. And they got numbers. Zero's a pretty big guy on the bench, but he's in street clothes, so he must be waiting to play later or something. I don't know. But there's other kids showing in, checking in. Another kid checked in that I don't recognize yet. I haven't seen him in the times that I've watched. But it looks like he just checked in. We'll find out. Is Cameron the one that Northern New Mexico beat? They seem to have a pretty decent little team. They're from a little burg in Oklahoma. Yeah. Are they from the Panhandle? I want. No, Panhandle State is from. Well, I know Panhandle State. 18 seconds left, so I'm going to watch this last part, see if they can score. He kicks it. Oh, that was smart. Oh, he didn't get the shot off in time. That's the third time they've done that to them this game. Okay, and the little country station like here in Cruces does the games. Philanthropy is clinical insanity. Proverbs mandates the observation and understanding of natural laws given to us by the infinite essence of our existence. If you call yourself a Christian or a Muslim and you engage in philanthropy willingly, willingly, you are a hopeless sinner who is hurting all mankind just to try to save your own perception of beliefs that you invented. Okay, I am a Christian and I am a Muslim and I am the source of Rastafarianism. Okay, I'm the eternal spirit of Adam, Moses, David, Judas, John. Okay. The one most like our big black father in spirit is this 6 foot tall white, 5'11", 3/4 white man born in Las Cruces, New Mexico, July 19th, 1966. Understand? Okay, so it kind of sucks because the little places where these kids play, it's fun to watch them play. But because they charge money to get into the arena to watch them, the arena is almost always empty, you know, and they're playing really well. And if we weren't engaged in genocidal philanthropy, there would be about 5,000 people in there enjoying the game, and it would be more fun for the kids. Yeah, call and text and chat. Everybody, you don't need to call somebody who considers themselves a professional on the phone if you have alcohol abuse because you're being abused by philanthropy. You just need to tell your phone, I want to live the Lord's Prayer now. I accept the living word and the Messiah's love is perfect. And I want to inherit that love and I want to pass it on eternally. That's all you got to do. And if you can't do that, well, then try to embezzle welfare money and send it to Somalia. And then say it's a crime. He signed your bill. Now you're a law. Trust me. When I pick up this phone and I talk on this phone, artificial general intelligence and quantum computing is getting better. no matter what mass murderers or philanthropists think they are doing. Power is not the capacity for human beings to manipulate selfish and stupid people that are similitudes of themselves. Power is the essence of God, okay, the infinite essence of all existence, okay, and I am the eternal spirit of the faithful one that gave us faith in God over the delusions of human power and the pyramids and the sphinxes and the Great Walls of China and the Eiffel Towers and the Twin Towers and the big dick in New York they erected after the Twin Towers got taken out by their murdering, bomb-dropping airplanes. And you get Pinker and Dawkins. Well, this guy said we'd never get planes to fly. Well, maybe he just didn't want to feel people dropping nuclear weapons on Hiroshima and Nagasaki after they tested them on their own people in Tularosa Basin. Maybe he was just I'm giving him way much more credit than he deserves. Well, because he was an aristocrat that left writing that made it think that I say this is what's going to happen because I'm a brilliant genius. Yeah. Peace, man.